today we're talking about capitals. Now, the idea of this is we're supposed to be mapping this as we go. Obviously, I've already done my mapping. So to me, where I've placed my capitals, I positioned a long time ago. But if you haven't done that yet, and you've started your map and started doing some of the bodies of water, now is the time to place your capitals in your world. Think about where they're located. Think about what bodies of water. They're going to need fresh water. They're going to need fresh food. It needs to be defensible. It needs to be safe. It probably should be in an area where a natural disaster like a flood or something isn't going to wipe it out. All these things. You know, if you want to put that much thought into it, do it. You can always place your stuff, come up with ideas afterwards for why it's there. Now for me, I did a lot of my placement of my main cities near large bodies of water. For example, Elda is located in between two large bodies of water. It's north of the Orcs Arrow Peninsula. I have a city called Sumray, Tiembre Falls, Bay City, Sandstrom, all of those, Windham, all of those are on the water. All of them in this area. You know, the only inland cities I have on here really are Brouwerhans, which is just south of a forest, which if it's got a forest, there's probably some natural springs or some kind of underground reservoir of water there. And then Pine Run. Now, Pine Run is it's just west of a forest, and it's known for its mining. So those two cities probably do some kind of deals. So Brouwerhans is probably known for its logging. Pine Run, same kind of deal, known for its logging. But Pine Run also has a mine. So again, both of those cities, they'll probably trade with some of the other cities for their food, like such as fish, or maybe for other exports. And then in exchange, they probably trade things like logging or from the mines. So again, that's just this part of the world. In other parts of the world, I've got all sorts of other capitals. You know, I've got, like I said, Burlington Castle in a previous video I talked about is a massive castle, massive library, but it's located on the ocean. Port Obsidia, located on the ocean. Durgal Hold, located on the ocean and has a fresh body of water right next to it. Stonehall Keep does not have a large body of water. It doesn't have a lake near it. But it does have rivers that flow through it. So it's got plenty of water. In fact, it's got a river that splits into two. So, you know, you got that kind of deal going on there. You know, so we've got all sorts. And I know that's not normal to have a river split into two. That's not a normal thing. But that's what makes it unique, right? In this part of the world for me. We have the Valkar Kingdom, which has rivers that flow near it, a couple of fresh bodies of water there. And then we have island cities that have really large cities on them. Or we have islands with large cities on them as well. So we've got all sorts of things in my world that are capitals, right? They're the main hubs of trade. They get plenty of access to food, plenty of access to fishing, water, things like that. But either way, they all have something that allows them to trade with other places for things that they need. Fresh water is not hard to come by in my world. I try to have lakes and rivers flow through a lot of places. There's one place where I don't have a lot of fresh water, and that's the Serpent Sands. It's a really large area, really large desert where on the outskirts of it, where the actual near more towards the ocean, you do have a couple cities, but the thing that's interesting about this desert is it used to be a rainforest. It used to be a massive jungle, and magic has basically killed all the plant life, has sucked the water out of the area. Now, in the Serpent Sands, I do have a city located under the desert, and I do have underground water sources under the desert that are unaffected by the magic. Now, the city is happily occupied by plenty of serpent and like snake folks, like kind of like Yantis, if you're thinking about D&D, things like that. And they're relatively peaceful, but they have some dark secrets. They are the reason for the jungle going away. magic that they were working on and dabbling with is what caused this problem. Now, again, this place is pretty cool. I'm really excited about getting to flesh that out more. Elda is probably the best, like the biggest capital of my world. And again, that's near the Orcs Arrow Peninsula. It's the oldest city in my setting, the absolute oldest. And it's also the largest in and of itself, size-wise. Population-wise, no. I think right now in my world, Burlington Castle has the largest population of any city in my world. So, again, it's all about providing for the citizens. Do they have enough resources? Yes. Is it defensible? So, Elda is it's defensible, but it's lucky that it has a dwarven territory south of it that decided to build a wall around their whole city to protect them from orcs. That wall and those dwarves are the only reason that city of Elda is safe. The only reason. If something were to happen and the Eastern Dwarven Territory fell and say the orcs from the south took it over, then Elda would probably fall shortly thereafter. The elves that are from the ancient city east of that in the woods probably wouldn't help. And if assuming they don't, then again, that city would just fall pretty quickly. They don't have the best defenses. It's a large city. Its population dwindles yearly because of the fact that they have to send so many people down south to help fight off the orcs. So again, it's I think it's a pretty cool area to roleplay in. I've run a couple game sessions there. I've written up some one-shots in the past that I wanted to run that I didn't do. But to me, it's kind of cool. It's, again, a lot of war, a lot of combat. Once you get south, there's not a lot of vegetation just because the orcs are gluttons. They don't spare anything. They're constantly cutting down trees and things like that. And that's why once you get inside the wall of the Eastern Dwarven Territory, it's all green. But outside of it, it's all just dirt. Not a lot of green living plants and stuff. So yeah, that's kind of it. I think that I kind of covered the major capitals in my world. Again, I'm really excited to write more about this stuff and to share it with you guys at the end of this month. And I hope you are enjoying this as well. Would love to hear what you guys have come up with for your capitals. Why? What's your largest capital city? What is your oldest capital city? All things like that. I would love to hear more about it. And if you haven't yet, be sure to smash that subscribe button. If you like this series, give us a like and join our Discord so you can join in the conversation. I post the prompts there every day too, so we can get some conversation going. And anyways, this was Master the Game. I am Juice. Game on.